Hello, hello, I am Bean and welcome back to our collector's world. I went a bit cockney then. Hello, hello, governor. But I might not keep that intro, let's see. But we're at our tree farm, our tree exhibit. It's not so much a farm, but yeah, an exhibit which we can utilize as a farm. And I've done a little bit of cosmetic work around here. Not much has changed other than this scaffolding we're on. So I've built up a rickety scaffolding. I'll quickly show you from down here. So we put some deep slate down and change out some of the blocks. Put some dirt down, allowing the grass to spread down here. And added some cobblestone. But here's the scaffolding. It's supposed to be quite rickety and I don't know, semi-permanent kind of thing. Maybe it was built a long time ago and it's just been maintained to look like that. Yeah, I like the look of it. It's hopefully when we do the rest of this area we can blend it all in, or we might tear it down. But the idea is it's just a simple way to get on top of particularly the two nether trees. So we can just harvest the logs from above if we wanted to, or we could just get up to the top and harvest the nether wart blocks and stuff like that. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. I've added some mangrove roots in there just to be like rotted wood, and then I've put some trapdoors down by the side of them just to sort of show it's all like being bolstered up and things. Added some oak gate fences here. Gate fences, who knows. And they're just to sort of, they kind of make it look like the posts are being anchored to the stone. It doesn't have much contrast, but I'm not too fussed about that because whatever we do with the area, it will be a contrast against the back. But we're not going to do anything here in today's episode. Maybe you got a little sneak peek at my inventory there. That's what we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to walk back down just to sort of keep you guys up to date with how the world's looking. I've cramped up the view distance a bit. I lowered it a bit in the episode where we explored the mangrove forest. Was that last episode? I'm not sure. But there's a pretty cool view from up here. Can't quite see the entrance to our cave base down there, but let's carry on through the cave system. I'm going to renovate this all to a nice path, so we've got different ways to get around. I've left the moss farm going for a bit. Let's see how much moss is left in the... Oh, quite a bit. We've got maybe a stack or two in there. I'm going to shut it down now. And let's see how we're getting on. So I dropped a bucket of water down here, so all the floors turn to actual red concrete, not red concrete powder. So that's got that going. Got a good amount of bone meal building up there now. Nice. And yeah, that's a decent amount of goods there. So we'll let that finish processing. And what we're going to be doing today is, it's going to be a bit of a build heavy day, I think. I've got an interesting build in mind. So we're back on our balcony by our original storeroom. And I was just sort of stood here thinking, what do I want to do this episode? I've been quite busy recently. I've had a job interview and things like that. So I was like, I just kind of want to chill out and build something. And we haven't done like a major build in a while, so I think that's what we're going to do today. So I was looking out over there. We've got our village over there, work in progress. And our cave over there, which is a continual work in progress as well. And I was thinking, this whole area... Oh, I don't like scary storms. It always seems to be when I'm recording. Okay, the storm's clearing up. And where were we? Yep, I was on here thinking what to do today. And we need to renovate this area a bit. It kind of just stops here. And I'm not sure we're actually going to do anything down here today, maybe if we've got time and the resources. But what I want to do is something with that central peninsula, because we've got our cave entrance over there and we've got our village over there and we've got our main base over this direction. So I think it will be nice just to have something there, and particularly something that we can look out upon. Probably won't have any other function other than a viewing point. We might tie something in, but I've got a build palette in mind. And I don't know what I'm going to build. I just kind of want to make a looking tower. But I want to try and use some of these blocks that maybe don't get used much. Maybe everyone's using these packed mud and packed bricks now. But these are all quite blandish blocks. A lot of people just outright hate them, but I think they go together fairly well. They're very muted colours. But what I kind of want to do to tie it together and add a bit of colour is I want to sort of introduce some of the new blocks. That's why I picked these ones. And we've got these mangrove roots here, and it might not be obvious how mangrove roots introduce colour. But what you can do with them is you can solely, you can put water in them and it contains the water. If we grab another water bucket, what the heck? Where did you come from? That mystery will never be known. Let's put another bucket in, and if you put another bucket below it, it will sort of cascade down a little. And I think that adds a nice bit of colour. So I think using this as inspiration, what I want to do is they're all like old and ruined sort of colours. I want to make like an overgrown tower, possibly. Maybe like a water tower, since it's all surrounded by water, and then we can have roads around it with maybe bridges going across the water and things. I don't know. It's just an idea. As with all my builds, I kind of just see where the inspiration takes me. Are you going to flood with water when I break you? Yes. Oh no. Oh, I thought it had flown to my tripwire and ruined that. But alas, we are safe. One more time. There we go. Cool. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just sort of map out a region and grab some materials, and then I'll meet you over there. Okay, bit of an update for you. I've sort of planned out an area that I want to build in with dirt here. This is well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So double 6 add 1 is 13. So this is a 13 by 13 circle. It's not the roundest circle, and that's because I wanted to make it more of a hexagon. So in between these pillars, we've got 3 blocks on each sort of length. And these pillars will go up the tower and such. Down here, I've sort of pulled the blocks out one deeper. Let's get rid of these. That's because I would just want that to be like a foundation. And this part in here is either going to be like a ditch or a moat. I might make it like a dried up moat, so like have plants in there and a bit overgrown. That might look quite cool, maybe with some water, but not like totally flooded. And then this outer ring here will be raised up a block and will be our path. So the path sort of perfectly centers around this central tower, and this offshoot here centers up with our steps up to our sort of cliff base, and this part centers up with a pathway that I made 10 episodes ago or so, which sort of cuts and weaves through the hills to get to our entrance over there of our cave base. that's really all I got for you for now. I'm going to start putting down some blocks and let's get this build underway. Okay, we are back and I've sort of made a bit of progress. I like the way it's starting to look. There's still a long way to go. This is just like the first level. This is sort of proof of concept, if you will, like getting the colors right, getting the palette right. And I like the way it's looking. It's looking like this really cool sort of abandoned tower. And hopefully it'll be like 3 or 4 times this high with a nice observation deck at the top. So I just wanted to bring you in just to walk you through what we've done so far. And this ditch here is the part that I'm sort of most proud of. I'm trying to use a lot of new blocks that I've added recently. So we've got our mud bricks, and then to break up the mud bricks a bit, we've got our dried mud or whatever it's called. Again, no one likes granite. So I've built with a bit of granite just to sort of tie it together. It seems to lend itself quite well to this color theme. And also we've got some dripstone blocks. Occasionally they're quite harsh looking blocks, so I'm using them rarely. And this is just to show it's sort of old and decrepit. This ditch. So we've used some mango roots down here to hold the water, and it really breaks up the water texture really well. Kind of looks like puddles, muddy puddles and stuff like that. Made some path blocks down here, got some coarse dirt and just some different length of grass. I collected this grass a while ago when we was working on the cave base. Just shearing it, bone milling the grass and then shearing it off, and then using bone meal again on it to make it too tall whenever I need to. I know you can just bone meal grass, but you can't put that grass on top of coarse dirt. And also it makes like flowers and stuff like that, which can be a hassle and fill up your inventory when you already have got a full inventory. So what else to tell you guys about this? So yeah, I've as you can see, I've used these mangrove blocks here and here. I'll show you inside. Don't look inside. Close your eyes, everyone. This is a massive work in progress. But I've used these mangrove blocks here, and I don't know why. It's supposed to be maybe like an old wizard tower or something derelict. And this just adds some color and a bit of a feature, a bit of a point of difference about it. So I'm pretty happy with how they look. Now, the one thing that will bind this whole tower together will be leaf blocks. I love using leaf blocks, and I'm going to decorate this whole tower with leaf blocks just to show how overgrown it is and things like that. But I don't want to do that until the tower is done, so I can get a good flow of leaf blocks winding around and things like that. But I'm going to get my head down and carry on for a little while longer. Okay, we're having a little break from building because I've ran out of materials, which is nice. So back at the mangrove swamp, between episodes I set up a nether portal and I extended our nether pathway a little bit. We're really far out here though, but I thought I'd bring you back here just to show you how I've been going about getting the mangrove logs. I think farming them is not ideal really. They're extremely difficult to farm. Maybe some of you guys have found a good way of farming, but I'll show you the way that I do them. I sort of treat them like dark oak in a way. In dark oak you quite often run across the treetops and then mine down. So what I've done here is I set up a ladder by a nether portal and I go along. Most of these are already harvested, and I sort of jump along the treetops here until I find a big one like this, and then I use my hoe to grab a bunch of the leaf blocks, and then once I do that, grab any ones that are poking out at the top like this, and then I sort of try and find the main route down, and this can often be quite hard because they go diagonal a lot like acacia, but this one seems to be it, and I just kind of dig down, grabbing them on the way, and eventually we're just going to fall into the water. I might grab that one and that one, and then you sort of fall in the water and you start again. I don't worry about collecting all the blocks. I mean, if there's roots that we want, we can grab a few more roots, but generally speaking, it's the logs that you're after. So let me get some dry land here. I've collected a few now, and this will probably be enough to finish our build, maybe with a few left over. But I'd be interested in if any of you have got any tips on getting mangrove logs. They're a bit of a trophy log piece in a way, just because how hard they are to get. Albeit, like, I haven't been here for long and I've got a couple stacks. So now the thing that I really need is mud blocks. And I know you can use water bottles on dirt, but that's quite time consuming possibly. Maybe that's automatable. Maybe that's something I'll try and find out. But yeah, this is our swamp biome. I'm going to go over towards land over here to harvest the mud, because all that area where our nether portal is kind of just waterlogged. So I'm looking for raised bits of land like this. This looks perfect actually. So yep, I think I'm going to just mine some mud for a bit, and I'll bring you back in when I've got all the materials I need. Okay, about 2 minutes later, I have got a lot of mud blocks. It's turning nighttime. I've decimated this area, and I went down to, I've still got loads knocking about. I'm not too bothered about picking them all up. I went down in that cave, and there was a flat area in that cave as well, so I got a bunch down there as well. So that's pretty good. But it's time to get out of here, because it's getting pretty spooky all of a sudden. But as I was saying before, I don't know how you guys feel about the mangroves now it's settled in. It looks really nice. It's just a bit of I don't know, it's hard work in every sense. It's hard to get mud because there's a lot of water around. It's hard to get the trees because they don't because they don't generate in a nice way like oak or you know, spruce does or anything. But the reason why I brought you back in is just to show you the path home. Here we go. Now this is a long path even for the nether. Yeah. So this path just keeps going. I don't know if that's the biggest mangrove forest we have near us, or even the nearest one near us, if that makes sense. But it's the... Why can't I sprint? Here we go. It's the only one that we found, so we just have to make the most of it and make do. I'm still looking for an ice spikes biome. I've found some like cold areas, but that's the only biome that I really would like in order just to get some ice. Over that way is our mushroom. That's spooky noises. Not that far. That's only about another 100 blocks that way is our mushroom biome, so really not far. And this way it takes us back to our main base. So this guy's gonna want to fight me, I'm sure of it. So I might just kill him. Yeah, he had his chance. I gave him a chance to walk away, and he chose death. But yeah, still a lot to do with this nether walkway. But it's just about making the connection so we can get around our world easier. And as we pop out, it is nighttime, but you can see some of the progress that we've made on our tower. Still got to go a bit bigger. Probably not too much bigger though, because it's actually bigger than it looks. It's just that it's far away, and it's sort of dwarfed by these huge 1.19 mountains. I'm going to get some wheat growing, and so we can make some mud blocks, and I'll see you when the build's finished. Aw, friends. Seems they're in a pickle, though. I think I'll leave them down there. Anyway, we're back, and here we go. Here's the tower. Looking pretty good. I'm really happy with it. Sort of like a bit of a isometric design, sort of symmetrical on all the sides, but different blocks in different places to break it up a bit. So we got the leaves. This is a very leaf-heavy side, whereas over on this side here, it's kind of a bit plainer, just to sort of make it a bit different no matter where you look at it. So let's head over to the hillside base and take a look at it from here. Yeah, and this is why I like it so much. It when we came out of the portal earlier on in the episode, I sort of saw it and I thought, yeah, that is the place. It looks incredible. Right on that peninsula. It might not be centralized on that peninsula, but I don't think it has to. We're going to run the road around the edge and have off a bridge to the mountain base there, the cave base, and a bridge over here. Maybe put a bridge over to the village, but I don't think there's a need to, since it's sort of all connected to the mainland there. But let's have a walk around it and I'll show you what's going on. Well, we'll give an aerial view first and see. So on top, yeah, we've got these sort of 4 sticking out roofs. On top of the roof, I've sort of used a bit of deep slate cobblestone to look at like the sort of slates I've sort of broken down, and we've got this sort of light source at the top. It's just a shroom light encased in a new mangrove trapdoors, and we've got some mangrove wood just to sort of make the roof pop a little bit just on the borders, and the same with the little roof down there. And yeah, so this is it. Down here we've got the ditch and some of these sort of creeping leaves going up the side of the building from the ditch, just to sort of show off vines. I don't like actually using vines that much because they can grow a bit out of hand, and then you have to use string, and then sometimes you can see the string. So if I can get away with using leaves, I will. So yeah, this part around here is going to be the road, but I don't want to start building the road yet because I don't know on palette design on the bridges that are going to go over. So I might build the bridges first, see what that sort of will look like. It'll probably just be stone, but looking quite good. Yep, so some granite staircases inside. We've got oak is going really well with these bricks. They kind of marry up really well. They're both nice sort of warm colours. But yeah, I really like oak. I tried out a few different woods in here, but the oak just by far looks the best. Again, we got some of the mangrove inside just to add a bit of that colour. And we've got our water elevators between our 2 mangrove roots. So let's go up to the top and I'll show you the view. So here we are, a nice panoramic view. We can see everything all the way around. We're pretty high up here. It's probably quite hard to tell. Yeah, we got our mossy village over there, and we've got our hillside base over there. The hillside base needs a lot of work on this front. Obviously we've got like our moss farm in there, and our tree exhibit on the back, and our sheep farm in the hole. So we've got stuff going on there. We just need to sort of spruce it up a bit and make it look a bit sort of cooler and crisper. But that's where this sort of thing comes, this observation tower comes in handy, because we can look at it and say, like, what do we want to see when we're up here? You know, I like these winding staircases. I like these little hobbit holes and things like that. We've got a vault off to the side there as well. Again, you can't see it from this view, but yeah, we need to do a bit of work. Maybe some more of the pathways going out, and maybe a build on top would really make it shine. Over this way here, we've got our cave base, and maybe I've got the render distance down a little too much. Let's have a look. Okay, I cranked it up a few more chunks, but it doesn't really show that much. I'm on 20 chunks here. Yeah, we got it on 20 chunks now, which is a bit high, but I don't know what other people play on. Let me know what sort of chunks you play on, what view distance you play on. This seems to be okay on my computer performance, maybe a bit of frame rate drop. But yeah, the view from up here is really cool. Still need to do some interior here. Won't take much work. We'll just sort of maybe add some logs or something here. But I'm not in a rush to do the interior. We might give a purpose to some of these floors. Again, a nice sort of view here. I'll just quickly show you the view. I think we can squeeze through here. Yeah, looking really nice. And it's nice that we've got a few different viewing levels, because you don't always want to view stuff from high up as possible. But yeah, still mud bricks, mangrove roots. So I've put in some of these mossy cobblestone fences, walls or whatever they're called, alongside the mud brick walls. And that's just to, again, add a bit of variety to the build, add a bit, look like it's sort of deteriorating a bit neglected. And then we go back down and we're back at the bottom here. I'm not sure if there's anything else to mention here, but this video has this build in general has taken a long time. It's I'm really proud of it though. I think this is turned out actually a bit better than I can hope. I really like the look of it. It just looks exactly what I wanted to look. It's a nice feature. It doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. Well, it does, but it's not. It blends in with the scenery. It's in theme of our world, you know. I don't know what the theme of the world is, but it's in theme of it's in theme of it at least. But I think that's all we're going to have time for. But thanks for watching, and until next time, see you later.